Hello and welcome to the weekly forecast for the upcoming week. Today is Sunday and we are going to analyze and check what we can expect in the upcoming week. So we are in a new month and we can also analyze what we can expect for this new month too. Okay, in the weekly chart you can see, as we discussed last Sunday, we were hoping that the price could come up and touch the top of that channel. You can see that it happened exactly as we expected. Price came up and bounced again. Because we can see in earlier stages, when the price breaks up from this kind of channel, it usually retests again with some consolidation phase. Okay, similar to this situation, we saw last week that the price came to the channel and hit the top of the channel, then bounced. The only difference between last week and the earlier breakout was that there was no weekly wick below that channel at that time. But last week, the price came below a significant area and pulled back. Okay, so the question is what we can expect in the next week. That's very important, because normally when price comes down and hits the top of the channel, we can expect some pullback to the upside or some consolidation. In the daily chart, you can see a fair value gap. This is internal liquidity. In most cases, price will come to fill that liquidity and could reach the 50 EMA in the daily chart. We can also see some potential buy zones forming around that 50 EMA. The main question for us is whether price will go up or down first. That's very important. We can expect both scenarios, but in the current situation, we can expect some pullback to grab these liquidities and move upward before the end of this week. Because if the price ends below that channel with this kind of wick, then the price could continue further downward. That's the situation for me. If price breaks down and doesn't come back up before the end of this week, we can expect more downward movements. That's what I'm expecting. Therefore, the first couple of days are very important in the upcoming week. They will help us get some ideas about the next market behavior. Okay, in the daily chart, you can see the price is just touching the 20 EMA, which is now acting as resistance. Also, the 50 EMA is acting as support. But price has still not touched the 50 EMA. I'm hoping that the price will first come down there and grab the liquidity around the 50 EMA. After that, the price could move further up. However, those movements will depend on how the global economy and other related factors perform next week. Okay, also, I would like to check how the monthly chart is progressing. You can see there was a big wick created in the last month. That looks like a sign of potential downward movement. Because in most cases, when people see this kind of big wick, they think price could continue further upward, since these kinds of wicks often show liquidity grabs. But for me, when I check the past instances of these types of candles, you can see there wasn't always a major drop. Even when you see this kind of hammer-type candle, sometimes pullbacks can occur. Therefore, there is some possibility of pullback. But for me, with the current situation, I can be sure that some kind of consolidation will happen soon because we are now in a balanced position, especially according to the monthly chart. Also, in the weekly chart, you can see the prices at the top of that long-term channel. And we have seen before that when price breaks above, there is usually some consolidation with bearish wicks. We can expect similar behavior around this time as well. Also, in the 4-hour chart, you can see the 20 EMA is below the 50 and 100 EMA. That shows some downward movement. And in the 1-hour chart, it looks like a no-way situation, showing consolidation. Okay, the price is between trend lines, which means some consolidation phase will occur next week, unless there is a big movement. So for me, in the early couple of days, I think according to this chart analysis, price could drop down to that buy area, grab some liquidity, and then move upward after collecting buy orders at a lower price. Because there could be many available buyers around that liquidity area, especially where sellers have stop losses placed. Okay, it's a very even situation because the price could also move further up to collect liquidity above before dropping down. Therefore, that's why I always ask you to be patient, especially on Monday, and check what's going on. Because last Monday, you saw the same situation. At that time, price was touching the 20 EMA on the 4-hour chart. You can see the same situation now. Price is touching the 20 EMA again. The only difference is that last time, on Friday night, the final 4-hour candle was bearish. But now, we have a bullish candle. Otherwise, everything else is quite similar. So if price starts with a downward movement, then we can expect it to move to that strong buy area. Then you can enter the market with fair value gaps or during retests. For me, currently I am on the sell side with an active order. You can see it in my tomorrow's daily forecast, which will be published tomorrow morning. Then we'll discuss further about our zones and what we can expect for tomorrow's trading. Also, I am hoping to publish some tutorial videos about fair value gaps and other advanced concepts which will help you analyze the market further. We would like to discuss and provide some simplified video tutorials that will help you clearly understand fair value gaps and how to enter the market after stop hunts. That will help you to enter the market without hitting your stop losses. Therefore, please stay alert and subscribe to our channel so you can get these kinds of latest updates too. Okay, thank you very much for joining us in today's weekly forecast, and we will meet you tomorrow morning with the daily forecast. Thank you very much.